David, going back on the power play special teams, I'm sure, as you said, there's going to be pretty much an overall examination of it all. When decisions are made, I know you said you haven't made any yet, hurt feelings could be, involved, whether it be with staff or vets or whatever. Does that even faze you at all? Is it going to be tough decisions, I guess, is a fair way to look at it?
No, I don't think so, because there's no validity to have, we didn't get it done. So if we're going to do something different, be it personnel, be it staff, be it philosophy, that should be an easy decision. We weren't good in the last couple years in terms of our, sort of one area of the power play. We haven't got great numbers, so I don't think it's going to be much of a discussion. It's going to be, we need to get it done. And if you're not willing to do that, then we'll use someone else.
David, did you get any sense in the meetings yesterday that Steve Sullivan might retire?
I have not talked to Steve Sullivan. I mean, we had a meeting with all the players. Now Barry and I are going through individual meetings, but I've not met with Steve Sullivan, so that comes as a total surprise to me to hear that.
I'm just asking. I mean, he's at an age where obviously that kind of a decision could enter in, and I guess Jason Arnott could be in that same deal.
You're totally catching me off guard. I have not heard or even thought anything like that.
David, along those lines, just addressing those players, as you go to next year with their age and wanting more, is it too much to expect more from an Arnott, a Sullivan, and a Dumont at this time in their career?
No, we're going to have to get more. Again, we're offensively challenged, although, as Barry said, we probably did better offensively than people gave us credit for, but you can't get past a lot of big gaps in the season where individual players, including some of the people that you mentioned, didn't perform at, I would say, a normal or regularly to expected type of level. So, I mean, we're not going anywhere. If this is a team sport, whether we're talking about the power player, now we're talking about individual scoring. So we're not going anywhere if our top guns like Arnie, JP, Sully, to use the guys that you mentioned, if they're not scoring, we can improve the power play, but you got to have the total package to make it all come together. So, I think they've all got a lot left, and again, they're our best offensive players, so they have to do it.
When you say you're offensively challenged, it's your job to get the talent in here. I mean, did you expect more of these guys when you signed them, or I mean, how are you at this point, I guess?
Well, Arnott scored 33 goals last year, and I would say that was a terrific year. This year, he only got, I believe, 18 goals, but he had 2 different injuries, so it certainly was not as easy a season for him as it was the year before. Sullivan, I think the good news is he played all 82 games in the playoffs, which he's never played for us before, coming off of almost 2 years of not playing, and everybody thought his career was over. So I probably could make a case that maybe Steve Sullivan will be even better next year than he was this year. And JP's stats are approximately the same each year. I mean, I think he's down at 3 or 4 in goals, but the assists seem to be up there. I mean, if you look at his stats, I think that's pretty much what JP's performed at over the years. So it's just not, I mean, I don't think it's fair just those 3 players. I mean, David Legwand got 11 goals, 9 even strength. I mean, that's totally unacceptable. I mean, he's got to get more than that. Martin Erod, I said earlier, he had a really good year, and he got 20 goals, but he went the first 20 and the last 20 scoring 1 goal. I mean, maybe he's good enough to score 30 goals. And we can go down the line. I mean, you can talk about somebody who's not a goal scorer. Jordan Tutu got 4 or 5, but he missed 31 games. Maybe his level of play is such, if he plays all year long is healthy, maybe he's going to get 10 or 12. So, it's sort of like the drip effect. I mean, it all adds up. So it's not just, it's a team game. It's not just one player. So when we talk individually, you're right. This guy, whoever you want to talk about, he could be better. And believe me, when we have the meetings, the ones we've already had, I think hopefully we analyze our players correctly, and we ask them for specific things. So it could be goals. So you can believe that when I'm meeting with David Legwand, to use his name, that I'm telling him that 11 goals is not acceptable, and that he, us to be we were successful despite his offense, his lack of offensive production. He would make our team a lot better and enhance our chances of making the playoffs and winning in the playoffs if he played like he did in the playoffs, which we now know that he's very capable of arguably being one of our best forwards, not only defensively, which he's got a fair amount of kudos for, but offensively he can do it. Now, whether he's going to do it, I don't know, but as I say, those were the instructions.
So the challenge is when you say offensively challenged, you don't see them as being short on skill. You need a cumulative effect in production.
It's what I said, it's our consistency. We had, I realize that at 82 games, that you're going to have your highs and lows. You're tired, you're hurt. There's a lot of different things, and nobody plays a great 82 games. Having said that, that's our job. We're striving to have as many good games as possible. And it's your focus, it's your determination, it could be your health, it could be a lot of different things. It could be your line mates, it could be chemistry, why it works, why it doesn't work. I think Jason Arnott's capable of scoring 30 goals next year. He's got to be healthy to do that. But he's certainly capable of doing it. I'm telling you that David Lakeland's going to score, I'm not a betting man, but if he doesn't score over 20 goals next year, I'm not going to be very happy.
David, is it time to shake things up a little bit, or is it more of a stay the course kind of an attitude as far as the future of the franchise?
And I'm a stay the course kind of guy. I like a lot about our team. I like our goaltending. Pecorini, to me, is on track to be one of the best goaltenders in the National Hockey League. I love our defense. I'm certainly hoping that we can find a way to sign Dan Hamhuis, between Hammer, Shea Weber, and Suter, who's got a better three defensemen than those guys. Francis Bouillon, I think Barry mentioned that, was a terrific signing. Klein and Franson are improving, and we've got a lot of younger defensemen coming. On the forwards, which we seem to dwell on, or have it to this point a little bit more than other places, I think we've got different types of forwards, and we've got hard-working guys, we've got a little bit of toughness, we've got a little bit of everything, but could they be a little bit better? Do we need a little bit better forwards? The answer is probably yes. I think the questions have already been asked previously. Our expectations out of some of our top forwards and our results aren't matching up, and that's probably what's the difference right now. And I believe in them. We're tied into them contractually. I still think they can do it. And again, you don't have to be the highest scoring team to win. We've already talked about this, and maybe Barry could jump in there. We think we need to play better defensively, and I'll let maybe